Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of Thai Talk with Dan. Now, I'm sorry I've not been online for the last few days. I've been incredibly busy. I've been visiting a temple, giving prayer to long lost ancestors that have recently passed on. Where people will bring food and drink and pray for a few hours. After that, in true Thailand fashion, the next day they all go partying around the village with music blasting from a bus with massive speakers while everybody dances in front of it and walks around. And apart from that, guys, I've been trying to get prepared for the upcoming interviews that I want to present on the channel. I'm literally looking for a new camera, new audio equipment, just so I can deliver the best kind of quality when I'm traveling around Thailand, meeting subscribers and telling their stories. So I've got a set budget and I'm just trying to get the best equipment I can get for that budget. And there's a load of cameras, there's a load of audio equipment, so there's a lot of research that goes into it. So yeah, I need a break. I'm baffling my mind. So I've decided to record a story today and deliver it on the channel. So strap yourself in as always, stick the kettle on if you need to, and let's get in to today's Thailand story. Hi Dan, thanks for reading my first day in Thailand story recently. You will recall how I was put into an awkward situation with a very sweet Thai lady. Though no fault of my own, it resulted in me accidentally cheating on my girlfriend. I was surprised to note in the comments that your subscribers showed little sympathy for my unfortunate first day Thailand encounter, so I thought a brief account of day 2 may garner a more favourable reaction and perhaps illustrate further how things can go badly wrong for the uninitiated Bangkok newbie. So, having decided that there was no point in recounting the details of my previous night's nocturnal city exploration, I was duly handed over into the care of my girlfriend's sister to continue my acclimatization to the wonderful bustling city of Bangkok.
If I could save time in a battle. Blah, 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 who cares?
Now, bear in mind, my girlfriend is taller than me and very slim build, half Thai, half Chinese. I am introduced to a very pleasant, if a little shy and awkward, short and somewhat rotund around the midriff, Thai university student.
They will cheat you, hurt you, lie. Master's my friend.
This is my sister, I am told. This guy likes fancy words, guys. My girlfriend noted a slight hint of incredulity as I made reference to the very English 2 peas in a pod idiom. I hadn't told you before, but she was adopted as a baby, but does not know. Don't ask any unguarded questions. I am firmly instructed discreetly. So now I'm spending all day with my new acquaintance, trying to make her feel at ease with my small talk. My usual fallback of football, politics or religion were off the menu, and her command of English was not the best. Neither is mine. All I had left was family chat. I am a nervous wreck as I skirt around this now off-limits area of conversation as well. Now, I later came to understand that it is not unheard of for wealthy Thai families to venture up north where certain populations are willing to offload their excess offspring in exchange for a monetary consideration. Go figure. So, having dutifully commuted along the Minam Chao Praya from my hotel's river shuttle boat to some of the usual Bangkok highlights, the scorecards are in, and it looked like I hadn't quite passed muster, so it would be back to the hotel for another lonely night. No problem. I would continue my lone quest for the fabled pole dancing venues of Bangkok, while my girlfriend continued to convince her sister that I was worthy of an overnight stay in their house.
They will cheat you, hurt you, lie.
So, armed with a little research and some of the contents of the hotel minibar swirling around my bloodstream, I somehow find myself in joyously disreputable Nana Plaza, giving it the now customary hardman vibes to disguise my trepidation. I find myself directed up some steps and into a very dingy place that had a faint aroma of urine lingering in the warm, moist atmosphere that the cockroaches appeared to find particularly agreeable. Just my sort of gaff, I thought. I had been tempted in by the promise that I would see an interesting show there. It was sparsely populated, so I sat down near to a Falang couple who were also there for the show that none of us would get to see. I was approached by a well-proportioned lady who invited me to purchase some of the establishment's finest international liquors. Go on then, double Smirnoff vodka and tonic crap, just to settle my nerves. Now, I thought of a great plan to make sure they knew I wasn't some stupid Falang. I took one sip and with a look of disgust, I said, "That's not Smirnoff. Show me the bottle." The drink was exchanged as apologies were made, and sure enough, it tasted exactly the same. But I had shown I was no pushover. Feeling proud of myself, I figured there was no show, and after settling up, I followed the Falang couple out, who had also tired of waiting for the entertainment to begin. No sooner had I entered onto the raised balcony, I heard the heavy steps and gravelly voice of a couple of heavies behind me. As I turned around to meet my fate, I was relieved to see it was the Falang couple they were after. "Hey, mister, forget bag." Making a mental note to ensure my underwear laundry was kept up to date at the first possible opportunity, I watched on as said heavies refused to accept a few baht as thanks for their honesty. Thai people, good heart, mister. Sabai sabai. So that put me in my skeptical place. Maybe the Thais are not so crooked after all. Presently, I had eye contact with a quite attractive lady who was sat unenthusiastically at the curtained entrance of a bright and gaudy looking venue. There was now a chill in the air, and her choice of clothing seemed inadequate. I ventured to investigate further, and indeed it was confirmed that the scantily clothing was no match for the dropping temperature. "If you are cold, go inside," I suggested. "Have to stay here, my job," she replied. Well, put a jumper on then, I implored. Cannot do. This, my uniform. Come inside with me and wrap up, I said. If you buy me drink, I can go in, she replied. No problem. Come on. In I went to find myself looking at a large oval-shaped bar decorated with a delightful collection of scantily clad models, gently swaying back and forth, shifting their weights from one foot to the other. I had found what I was looking for, and I was not disappointed. Introductions were made with my new friend, but she still looked uncomfortable, so I told her to put some clothes on. She insisted she could only wear her uniform. Leave it to me, I insisted. I approached a gentleman who was wearing something similar to a very flashy circus master's coat, who had an air of authority. Would you like me to buy you a drink? I asked. Kop kun krab. I will if I can borrow your coat. Okay, sir, no problem. I handed the coat to my new friend and said, This is uniform, you can put it on. She put on the coat, and all three of us enjoyed some good banter and a few drinks. I told her about my situation with my girlfriend and about the previous night's encounter, insisting that I wouldn't get into such a situation again. She told me of her Aussie boyfriend, who was kind enough to send her a little housekeeping money each month. It meant she did not have to dance, and she only came to work to hang out with her friends. She dreamed of moving to Australia one day. It gave me a warm, fuzzy feeling inside that her boyfriend helped her out so kindly, and I marvelled at her loyalty to him. You good heart girl, I said. So it's chucking out time, and I wait for her to change. As luck would have it, it turns out that she lives in my direction, so I offer to share my cab. Unfortunately, as my hotel was booked by my girlfriend, I wasn't absolutely certain I could remember its name. So now, having drunk enough to sink a pocket battleship, we found a taxi and set off, with her kindly helping with the translation. We pull up by a very impressive hotel, but something told me it was the wrong one. Now, I was almost certain that my balcony overlooked a river, as I remembered being mesmerized by the graceful flow of the huge heavy barges as they passed majestically by. Peed as I was, I knew there was a distinct lack of a navigable water channel of any description on this road. Bollocks, I thought. I have mixed up my hotel name with something similar. No, by the river, I shouted, panicking. After a heated exchange with the driver, we set off in search of a hotel by a river. Now, how hard could that be? I helpfully interjected that it was also near a bridge, as I was sure that would help. She promised to stay with me till we found my hotel. So eventually, we find it, and I suggest a small whiskey may help us both to recover from all the drama. So she comes up to the room. No problem. We were both in relationships, and I had discounted last night's events as not constituting infidelity, as any reasonable-minded person would agree the encounter was purely accidental. Maintaining the veneer of an unblemished fidelity score. No boom boom, I said with the conviction of an honourable boyfriend who felt temporarily abandoned by his long-time partner. No boom boom, she agreed. Just one drink. Now, it wasn't long before I decided to rest my weary head on the bed. I'm so horny, she exclaimed as she jumped on top of me and commenced grinding her pelvis against me with a gusto I had rarely encountered. No boom boom, we both agreed to reaffirm our commitment to our respective partners. Now, I won't say exactly how things progressed from there, but I can categorically confirm that whatever it was definitely accidental. As such, I decided it would be of little interest to my girlfriend, so I made no mention of it at breakfast. As a small token of thanks for all her help during the taxi debacle, I decided to leave a 1,000 baht note by the side of the bed and hoped she would take it discreetly to avoid any embarrassment. She seemed to appreciate the gesture, as it was not there when I suggested now might be a convenient time for her to procure a taxi home. I met my girlfriend for breakfast as planned, a little worse for wear, as we discussed how debilitating jet lag could be as she consumed her usual food choice. Thai rice porridge again. Thailand is weird, I complained as she made plans to book me on a solo trip to Phuket. Great, I agreed reluctantly. Temples and beaches, here I come. P.S. I am now at Bantai Lana by the turn off to Bang Sarai Beach, just past Nong Nooch Garden on the left, in Thailand till September, if you fancy a meet-up. Cheers. Flipping heck, eh? You give me some hard words in that story. I did my best, yeah. I've not had much sleep recently over the last few nights, and you give me something like this. But it was a funny story nonetheless, and I enjoyed telling it. But there's one thing I'd like for everybody to take from this. If you've got a Thai girlfriend and you're not living with her every day and you're sending her money and you think she's being a good girl, then look at this story. I have heard personally so many men tell me about Thai women that they've had a bit of nookie with, and basically told me that apparently she's got a Falang boyfriend, a sponsor that lives in another country or is working offshore. So she fakes that she's being honest and true and real because she wants that monthly salary. She wants to go on vacation when he arrives back into Thailand and have the good life. But when she's alone, she will get extra money and play around. And there's a lot of girls that do this. So please beware. Right, guys, I'm going to love you and leave you. If you've got any suggestions of any affordable cameras that you know of that are really, really good and you think they'll be good for the interviews, and you know of any good, decent priced dual microphones, then let me know down in the comments. You'll be helping me out greatly because I've got a certain budget and I've got to try and get a decent camera out of that budget and decent audio equipment, and I'm really researching and trying to do my best because I don't want to be buying something and it's not good enough, and I tried to save some money and it messed me up. I know I have to be careful with equipment like this, so if you've got any knowledge and you want to help, then either send me an email or put a comment down below. Now guys, if you've got your own story that you wish to have read out on the channel, then send me an email. Or if you want to meet up somewhere in Thailand and you're willing to jump on camera and tell your own story, then get an email sent in to me to thaitalkwithdan@gmail.com. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's story. If you did, give it a like. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. I always forget to say this. I don't particularly like to ask people. It's up to you what you want to do. But nevertheless, I did it. Right, guys, take it easy. Ciao for now. Bye-bye.